Alright, I'm making a clarification video here because apparently people are seeming to be throwing a fit over me giving my opinion on the Dragon boxes here. Well, not throwing a fit, I guess that's a strong term, but they're certainly not happy about it. Look, guys, okay, you know what? I don't care. You don't like my opinion, I don't care. It's my opinion. It's formed on what I've seen. Alright? And people sit there saying the Dragon boxes were never that expensive. Hell yeah, they were. I was there when it was first announced and everyone was covering it, and they were talking about how Amazon.com has the list price pretty much $90, $99, something like that. It was almost $100. Now, granted, they usually sell for below list price. Almost everyone does. But still, that was an extremely large amount of money. I remember seeing that set and thinking, there's no way in hell I can afford that. I was still, you know, I could barely afford the box sets at the time, the remastered sets, so. And then I've also seen, like I said, quality differences that really aren't that big, other than the Japanese audio, which apparently is in stereo now, which is good. Look, you know, good for that. But, you know, problem is, what I have seen side by side is I've seen that there really isn't too much better quality video with the Dragon Box. But then I've got people sending me videos for the opposite's true now, which really upsets me. Because they're also citing problems that are in the remastered sets that I've looked in mine and I don't have. So I don't know if they were only in certain ones that were produced and they were a defect in a specific line of them, or what. I don't know if it's had to do with a certain crate full of them that they're certain, you know, serial number this through this model, whatever make, set wound up with a defect or something. If it was an occasional hiccup, I don't know. I also don't know that the one thing I hate about amateur side-by-side comparison videos is that people have been busted before purposely altering the quality of whatever video they're trying to compare it to in order to make the one look better than the other, and it's stupid. But there it is. People will do that. The thing is, though, guys, like I said, I'm not seeing the big deal about them. They're essentially, to me, seeming like Dragon Ball Z with some slight touch-ups that's not in widescreen and a couple of little bonuses thrown in. The reason it doesn't make sense to me is because I'm hearing this from people who bought the remastered sets who are then literally just throwing out the remastered sets, and I mean literally throwing out and buying the Dragon boxes, and no. It makes no sense. They're essentially paying all that extra money just for these tiny little extras that overall are not worth having to pay all that extra money. I mean, for God's sakes, people, don't throw out the remastered sets. At least sell them or donate them or something. One thing that I was planning on doing, had gone all the way through, was I was actually going to take my remastered DVD sets and I was going to donate them to the public library. And that's not going to happen now because of that. And I'm really not seeing the point of buying the Dragon boxes. I'd like to at some point if I ever get a whole bunch of money to spare, and if you can afford it and you think it's worth it, then go for it. I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm just saying I don't see the reason for people to literally sit there and throw in a fit saying I'm not buying any more of these, throw them out, and try to scrounge up enough money to buy Dragon boxes when, you know, I'm not seeing the point there. You've got the series, albeit it still has the junky filler, the bad lines, everything else, and yes, a certain someone, I do know they're not buying it just for the dub, thank you, though some people are actually, that's the sad part. But, not the point. I also don't think it's worth it just for full screen versus widescreen because contrary to what a lot of you guys seem to think, I really don't think the aspect ratio kills the series that much. But that's just me, I guess. So, yeah. Maybe it's the fact that I had to learn to grow up with taking what I could get that made me a little bit less picky in terms of aspect ratio. Oh, I still want quality. Oh, heck yeah. But, you know, aspect ratio really didn't affect the quality of the series for me. I'm sorry. But, like I said, you want to buy your Dragon boxes, buy your friggin' Dragon boxes. I'm not saying don't ever buy them. I'm saying that if you've already got the one, it really doesn't make sense to sit there and beat yourself up about getting the one and then just toss those out and get the other. To me, that makes no sense. You got the series. If you've already got it, you might as well enjoy it. You know? This, all it is a couple of extra things and an aspect ratio change for the most part, and that's it. So, yeah. That being said, I'm going to be re-uploading my last video and cutting off the beginning. Why? Because people seem to have completely ignored the entire rest of that video, focused on the first 5 minutes, if even, and decided to shut it off there and huff off. I don't care. Whatever. You do that. But I said some stuff that needed to be said after that, and so I'm re-uploading it because you are dang straight gonna listen. I mean, seriously, guys, come on. This is getting ridiculous. Now, let's see here. Oh, yeah, and because of that, I'm going to take the opportunity to answer a couple of questions here. People want to know why in the world I think Carnage would have to be rated R period. What is Carnage, people? What is he? No, he's not just another Venom. He makes Venom look like a kitten in terms of violent behavior. Carnage, for God's sakes, in the Maximum Carnage arc, he frickin' rounded up every single psychopath that he could to go on a killing spree. You're talking widespread mayhem, murder, violence. Look, and you're asking me, seriously, why that would have to be rated R? This isn't the Joker here, people. Joker's crazy too, yeah, but Joker's a different kind of crazy. He's not a go around butchering as many people as you can personally with blades crazy. And the few times that he did it in The Dark Knight, what did they do? They cut away. He sticks that knife in the guy's mouth, you know what he's going to do, and they cut away. You can't do that with Carnage. You'd have to cut away from him non-stop. He'd be less on camera than his actions would be, or the aftermath of his actions would be. That or they would have to thoroughly sanitize the character. It wouldn't work. And there's your answer. So now, I'm going to upload this. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to edit and upload the video again. And maybe now people will actually listen to the stuff I was mostly trying to get across.